Good morning, everybody. How's it all going? Right, what are we doing today? Well, let's have a look at the little diagrammy that tells us some of the things that we need to do. Here we go. Right, so where are we? Today, we're going to try and do some placement ordering, choosing placement ordering for each phase. This is going to be interesting. Very important. This is very important. Yesterday, I finished off, after the stream yesterday, I finished off the next item on this list, which was the assign feeders for each loadout item. That turned out to be annoyingly involved because the name argument for the tool isn't needed when all you've got is a loadout file and a feeder reference and a manufacturer and part number pattern. You don't need it. And that had this horrible impact of like trying to rejigger all the command arguments and everything. And I couldn't work out a decent way of doing it. It's sort of like you only want the name argument if the subcommand is one of the project related commands. And I couldn't find any clap rules or whatever like that, certainly with clap derive, to let me do that. So that was a bit annoying. So yeah, let's just recap this little bit. So ideally what we want to say is when you create a phase, you want the -- name argument to be specified, right? But if you make the name argument optional, then it doesn't appear on the usage list, and it doesn't appear in the list of arguments, and so on. So it's just like, it's not ideal. So we've got a non-ideal situation, but this command line tool is not sort of like the end game anyway, so I'm not sort of overly worried about it. But if anyone knows a way of making it so that you can specify, and I'll show you the problem area, so that you can specify that the name argument, which I renamed to project, so that this argument is required, or all of these arguments in this project args group are always required when you use some subcommands, these ones, but not this one, without moving the project args into each command somewhere around here, because that creates unnecessary code duplication. I tried a bunch of different ways, I couldn't get it to work. So if anyone knows how to how to make some args required when you're using a specific set of subcommands, please let me know. Stick a comment in the stick a comment below, and I'll revisit it. Anyway, right, moving on. So that got done. Let's just make sure all the tests pass before we start. As good little developers that we are. Hey, all the tests pass. Look at that. How long does it take to run all the tests? It takes 0.6 seconds to run them all at the moment. That's good. The feedback time is good. Righto. So let's close all the things. Right. So yeah. So this was the last one. I'll just quickly recap how that last one worked. Is you say assign feeder to loadout item, you give it a feeder reference, give it a manufacturer and a part number pattern, and then if it matches one and one part only, it will update that part's reference. Otherwise, it will give you error. It will give you an error. So if it matches nothing, the pattern matches nothing, you'll get an error. If it matches more than one thing, you'll get an error. If it matches one thing, then you're good. Because obviously you can't use the same feeder for multiple parts. It may be that we also need to sort of like weed out duplicate feeder IDs or fix duplicate feeder IDs in the loadout, but that feels like it might be some kind of like status validation thing for later, where because we've got this check status thing here, right? So I'm not sure about that yet. So placement ordering. So how are we going to do this? Let's go back to our notes that we made. We had some stuff to do with job workflow steps. Here we are. Choose placement ordering for each phase. Right. And we made some notes when we came up with this list of things to do. Yeah, so it's basically you've got a bunch of placements and you need to sort them so that you get a list of placements that you can give to either the pick and place machine or the person manually placing components for that side. Yeah. And some of the criteria for sorting is PCB unit, cost, area, height, feeder reference, and possibly the concept of priority. So some parts you just might want to be placed before other parts, even if all of the other things are equal. So you need some sort of extra thing to decide that. And in the case where you don't have a cost available, you could use your priority, for instance, as a thing that you could sort by instead. And depending on the process, you might want to use different sorting algorithms, or sorting criteria rather. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. So, yeah, the problem is, as I see it at the moment, in order to sort of test this, right, is that these two things are somewhat coupled, because sure, you could choose a placement ordering, but how do you know that you've chosen the placement ordering unless you've got an artifact which tells you what the placement, which contains the placement ordering, right? So it feels like we're going to be doing a bit of this generate artifacts one as well today. Righto. Okay. Let me just see what I've got in my clipboard. 1 second. Yeah, I do have that there. Hold on. That's the link to the stream. Let me stick this in the journal. Live stream. Job. This is today's one. And then what we're doing, placement ordering. Ordering. Singular. There we go. Alright. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Keep that list up to date. So, yeah, okay, so next test then. So this one gets, the one in the sequence gets changed to 8. And then I'm going to borrow bits from this first one. Well, this one. Oops, it's gone too far. There we go. Alright. So we know we're going to run a command with some args. And I know that the args needs to contain the project, so that's why I'm borrowing some of these bits. Don't care about all this stuff. I don't know what the argument is going to be. I mean, what are we even going to do here? Don't know. Is it like set ordering? It probably is something like set placement ordering. We're going to need a phase, we need a project. Yeah, so we've got our args, so when we run it, then stuff should happen. We don't know what should happen. Oh dear, there we go, to do. Right. I suppose this is set placement ordering here, isn't it? Okay. And it's broken because probably we've got the wrong sequence number. Yep. Probably got the wrong sequence number still. Yeah, there we go. Right. Okay, so we've got a failing test. Yay. Right. So setting placement ordering is what we're going to try and do. Let me bring up the chat panel as well. Here we go. Hi, everyone. There we go. Don't forget to press the like button down the bottom. Yeah, probably down the bottom. So, yeah, unrecognized command, set placement ordering. Let's have a little think about it a bit more, like what other arguments are we going to need in order to set the placement ordering for a given phase before we start delving into the production code to create sort of like commands and subcommands and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so let's go back to the workflow steps. So we said, so here I've got this like PCB unit, and then I've got a less than. I've got these little symbols like this, right? So, as in, and these little symbols to me are sort of denoting like ascending and descending, right? So ascending order would be the left-hand one, because if you were to draw, let's do a new one. Oh, that's bright. I'm sorry. I'll fill it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm on it. Like a carb on it. Oh no, I created a template thing, didn't I? Hold on. Let me open my template up. Here we go. We gotta save a file somewhere. Design. What are we doing? Job setup. No. Workflow. Yeah, here we go. Let's say placement ordering. Okay. So, oh dear. This one. If you've got a thing that goes like this, it starts like small, like 0, and then you might end up with 10 like this, right? And then if it's like this, it might start with a big number and go to a smaller number. That's how my brain sees the less than and greater than sign to denote ascending and descending. So this one is ascending, and this one is descending. I don't know whether the rest of the internet agrees with me or people agree with me, but to me, logically and visually, it seems to make sense, so I'm going to go with it. Right. So, let's just try this example, right? What does it look like in terms of like command line arguments? Let's paste that in here and go ordering. Orderings? Probably, because we want to specify more than one, I suppose. Now, what did we do in the other commands where... Oh, we've got gardeners. We've got gardeners again today. Hold on. Silencio. Great. The leaf blowers and hedge trimmers. Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. Oh, if only I could turn my fan up. If only I had air conditioning. Oh, yeah. It's hot. What did we do in the other commands where we had more than one thing? Let's see if we can find out what we did. It's basically one command where we've got like a vec of stuff. I don't think it was this. I think it was the other tool, yeah. Let's look. Option, ref des list. So it's like this. So we had a ref des list, and it was, you need at least one thing and you've got a thing between it. Same kind of thing here. So let's have a look at the test for the variant builder, where we specify ref des list. And this is how we did these. Right? So if we stay consistent by using a comma separator and some stuff between it, right? I mean, we could just, you know, not use little symbols and just, oh well, and I don't know. Let's say PCB unit ascending. Let's just go with it in English. Comma cost ascending. Cheapest first. Area. Now we're going to have a problem with costs, so we might have to hold off from doing these initially. But let's just write it first and then come back and do the things that we can actually achieve. Because the problem is we don't have cost. Oh, wait, it's supposed to be a comma. You know, and that could be an example list of orderings, right? But the problem is we don't have cost, area or height available to us yet, because we haven't defined those in the parts and all this kind of stuff yet. We're so doomed. Dear. Yeah, right. And one of the other things about this part thing is that we're using this part thing a lot, and we're generating it, and there's quite a lot of places that aren't going to have some of the other properties that we want. So we might have to rename it to like part key or something like that. And then have a part which has a part key and then all the other properties. I don't know. Maybe it's a component and the component has a part or something. Oh dear, don't know. Right, okay. So let's go with that for now, right? So sure. I'm trying to find this. And a manual place example was this. You know, fine. Let's put that in the code so that we don't forget it. So PCB unit comes last. Cost, area, height, part, PCB. We don't need a feeder reference. Part, ascending. And that's just like alphabetically sorted part, manufacturer and part number. Maybe it might even be description that you want to use. Because that part doesn't have a description; it just has a manufacturer and a part number at the moment. There's no description to use. But you might want to sort by description. It might be more useful than sorting by manufacturer and part number. But anyway, let's just run with this for now. And then just say example for manual placement. Example for P&P machine placement. Okay. And then we're going to comment that out, delete this, and then do something we can actually achieve. Which I suppose we can go part ascending. Let's just deal with these two first, and maybe come back and add part ascending like to this later. So. So if we say we want to order these things like this, then somehow there needs to be this ordered list of placements that is generated or set. Perhaps it's just set in the project and nothing is actually generated at this point. That's interesting. And then when you generate the artifacts, it uses the recorded information. Yeah, that's an interesting thought. It probably actually makes more sense. It probably does make more sense, actually, thinking about it. So we're just going to record what we need to do in this thing, and then we're going to do generate artifacts, which is actually going to cause us to use that information. Yeah, okay, we're fine. So then I suppose we need to come up with like what the expected project should look like. Now, the project file was last updated by this. So it's going to be exactly the same as this, but with some more settings. Oh, what happened there? What is this? It's going to be exactly the same as this list, which is quite a lot of duplication. Oh dear, pressing the wrong keys. It's going to be exactly the same as that, but the phase is going to have some more stuff on it. Some ordering. And do we literally just record the... No, we need like some object or something. What could we put here? I think first what we're going to do though is break all these out onto separate lines for a moment. I still don't like the fact that there's not an object used here. now that now that we come to add more stuff to it. So we want a new argument on this with phases, which specifies some ordering thing. So I suppose perhaps we have a vector of a bunch of tuple things, right? One of which is like the thing that you want to sort, which for us is going to be PCB unit. And we're using lowercase for all of these sort of things, so we go PCB unit, and the ordering is going to be ascending, right? And we said PCB unit, feeder reference, and that was it, just two things. Okay. I don't think you need to use vec here. I think you just use you can just use a slice. So it's a string reference, tuple string references is what we're dealing with. Okay, let's go to with phases. And then it's going to be a reference with a lifetime of A of a slice of tuple structures which contain a reference with a lifetime of A and then another one. And yes, I know this is crazy. I think I'll probably do some refactoring at some point and get rid of these stupid structures and actually just define objects and like test objects. Right, so we're basically adding this to phases, like so. So then the with phases bit is now okay, but that's going to break this bit, and this is going to be ordering. And then we're going to go phase map, and we're going to insert ordering, and this is what type of JSON object is this going to be? Probably an array of objects. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Or no, maybe yeah, it is. It is an array of objects. Ordering. Orderings, and then I suppose we have to futz around with this order. We have to iterate over it and create something from it, don't we? Let's fold that to create one of these. Orderings. Oops, daisy. Yeah, we can. Orderings. Value. Yeah, okay. And then let's fold that and say we're going to create an array. how do you add things to an array? I can't remember. Didn't we do this already? Where's our last usage of fold? We've got it somewhere. There it is. So maybe we're supposed to be creating an object. Yeah, okay. It's like this, isn't it? See, it's hard to know what we're supposed to be creating until we know what is going to be serialized by the production code. It's kind of catch-22 thing here, because we might end up creating the wrong thing. Hey. Where's our phase thing gone? I mean, I don't even really know what we're supposed to be creating. I know I want that there, though. I mean, is it... Yeah. Okay. Let's assume that it's going to be formatted in a very similar way to this other one. Right. So let's borrow this. Our assumption may be wrong, and we'll find out later. So let's say ordering's value is this, right? And instead of iterating over the unit assignments, we're going to iterate over this orderings, right? But then I don't think we need any of this. I'm not sure. I don't know what this is going to be actually. Let's just go with that. This needs to be value array with this in it, right? Yeah, let's try that and see what it looks like. Right, but we've broken some of the other tests now. So we want an empty slice. Of course, there's no ordering specified yet. Right. But we've broken the tests because when we're saying with phases, we're adding where is it? We're adding this ordering thing every time. So let's say if ordering's values dot is empty, not empty, then add it. How about we only build this if orderings, yeah, is not empty. Get rid of that. Okay, that should fix the other ones, right? Yep. Okay, we're good. So, yeah. Okay, so now we've got somewhere we can start adding the command now. I think at this point. Let's just make sure we've got the assertion for the expected content, because I'm not sure I put that in. Project content, this assertion, we need this. Yeah, I'm going to comment that out for now, and we'll come back to that. Okay, good. So now we can create our set placement ordering command. Let's do it. Set placement ordering. And in order to set placement ordering, we said we wanted orderings. Right? Our argument was orderings. And orderings is going to be a vector of an ordering. Item, yeah. Item, yeah, maybe. And this is going to have those two things. It's going to have what you're ordering by and whether it's ascending or descending, right? So somehow we need to convince clap to use some from string to string thing for this object that we're going to have to create in a minute. We also need a phase, which is this. This was the phase. And now we're going to need this. So I'm trying to remember where else. Yeah, the unit path. The unit path was special. So clap knows how to create a unit path because of some stuff. There's a fromster for a unit path, which is that, yeah. Trying to find the implementation. I don't remember where it is. Maybe it wasn't the unit path. Maybe, it was object path. It was object path. Where does this live? We had it somewhere. Here. This. Fromster. Yeah, we implemented this kind of stuff where we have a string and we parse it and we split it into the component things and away we go. So we need to implement fromster for this new thing that we're creating. This placement ordering item. Planning. It feels like we should put this in here. I'm just going to put it down the bottom. What's it going to have in it? It's going to have a string, which is what your let's just say name, which is going to be a string, and an ordering. Yeah, so we've got this ordering now. Apparently, there's something else called ordering. Is an enum returned by this? So it's an enum. Yeah, okay. It's not really ordering, and that might be a bit confusing to call it ordering. How about we call it a sort order? I don't know, maybe it's okay. And this is going to be an enum with ascending and descending. Right. Doesn't seem unreasonable, I suppose, does it? Placement ordering item? Should we use the word ordering, or should we be using set placement sorting or something like that because of this overloaded ordering thing? I don't know. Should we just carry on with ordering instead of and ignore the duplication? You know, we've got this namespace. It's in the planning mod. It might be confusing to other Rust developers though. Don't know. Yeah, because ordering is what you get back, you see. Interesting. Let's rename this. Let's say placement sorting item. Sure. Okay. So now we need to do stuff with this to make this work. This is going to need to be public. So is this. These are going to need to be public. And now we can import it. Great. And we're going to need to go back into our other tool to remind ourselves of how to specify these commands, which is going to be something like this. So it's a long argument name. The number of arguments is none to whatever with a comma between them. Yeah. Okay, this is good. But there's no from stir and all this kind of stuff for this thing. So let's go back to this object path and have a look at this. So we know that it needs to be able to be serialized and deserialized. So we're going to need this. I don't know about all these things, so we're going to get rid of them. Right. This doesn't have debug or serialize or deserialize, so we're going to need those. And yeah. And I think there's some stuff that you need to futz around with for enums when you're trying to serialize stuff. It's like enum value or something. Value enum? Yeah, like this. So I don't So I think we were wrong there. I don't think we need that, it turns out. I think we need this. The PCB side. Let's see what happens if we try and compile it. I think it's going to go... Well... I'm slightly confused by this. Oh, I keep doing this. This is the second time I've done this. I'm mixing the clap things and the Surde things. No. I was right the first time. It's that. But there is the clap thing to do renaming. Hold on. Don't need this. Let's see where placement status is used. Maybe we don't need to read. Maybe I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the casing of these things. Like, is it going to be lowercase? Is it going to be uppercase? I can't remember. I don't care about this. Set placement ordering. Right, this is what we're interested in. Orderings. So, clone, it needs to have clone. And therefore this needs to also have clone. Okay. Right. So now we need to do this value parsing thing. Right, so for object path, for Surde, we had to implement display and fromster. So let's do that. Impl display for placement sorting item. Right. And then impl from stir. How do we do it? From stir. Yeah. For placement sorted item. And should it be try from stir? Okay. And we need an error, so we're going to go, we've got this thing, and this is one of these, I suppose. Seems reasonable. And away we go. Let's see if that compiles. It does. This is good. Not yet implemented. Right. This one. So this is what we've got to do first. We've got to go from one of these to one of these. Okay. So how do we do this? Let chunks is s dot split on a colon. And then I always forget how you're supposed to use split. You have to collect afterwards. Okay. Does this fail? No. Oh, I suppose we need to go, let's just say, okay. Foo. Let's just leave it like that and see if it compiles for the moment. I mean, what is this going to be? Is this going to be a vector of, I don't know, it's be a vector of something. It's a vector of string references it gives us. Okay, that compiles. Should probably be using that. There we go. So we've got our chunks, and if there's exactly two chunks, and the second one matches the enum, then we can do stuff. Yeah, but we want, because we've implemented these, so we want to use the pseudo-defined functions for going from a string to an enum. That's going to be interesting. I mean, wait, are we doing this right? Are we doing this right? Not sure we're doing this right, actually. Now I'm thinking about it, it might be right. It might not be. So, you know, like, sure, we can go. Let something like, I don't know, item or name is chunks dot pop. Does that pop one off it? Off the end or the beginning? Last element from a vector and returns it. Pop front. This needs to be mutable in order to call that. Oh. Is there not a pop front on a vector? Oh, I see. Yeah, we can just take the ends. We can take the sort order stir. We'll just do it in reverse order, it's fine. So we need to go from a sort order stir to a sort order. That's the thing that's making me think this is not quite the right way to do this. Obviously the name is easy. But what do we do here? Yeah. Yeah. How do we do this? I think we might need to look at some Serde documentation. got all this stuff. Yeah. I sort of want to. Because at this point we don't have a deserializer that we can use to do the job. That's part of the problem. So if we implemented our own deserializer instead of doing this from stir, that might be better. Is sort of what I'm thinking. Then we can use the deserializer method that's created by this to do it. So what happens if we take this off, right, and then comment these out just for now, because I'm not sure this is the right approach. So we've got this value parser. Wait, what? I'm getting my... Oh, I'm just getting myself all confused between Surday and Clap today. I'm getting really confused today. Oh, look, no. We were right. Everything's fine. We're not supposed to be using Surday here. We're supposed to be using Clap here. Ugh. Right, put this back. Everything's fine. This is what you do. Yes. Let's see where we get. Fine. Right. Let's see what we can do here. Like, what methods get created? What is this? Okay, let's try value parser and then whatever the thing is. Okay. How do you use the value parser once you've created it? Or is that like a clap internal thing? You're creating a value parser for it. Maybe that's not what we're supposed to be doing. Oh, custom value parser. Here we go, look. So then you can go parse by ref. Let's try a bit of this. What do we get here? Value parser for a sort order is what we want. Right? No, you see, I don't think this is right. You can't just use bits of it like that. That would be nice, but no. So do we need to do this? Type value parser for custom value parser. Do we need to do this? Is that what we need to do? Probably. Let's have a look at clap custom value parsers. Let's have a look at yeah, but no. But we need access to the other parsers. So no. How do you implement a value parser? Documentation? tutorial and reference, I suppose. Let's have a look at both of these. No, this is all stuff to do with the attributes and so on. Oh dear. No. No. Come on, where's the documentation? Where is it? Where is it? Cookbook? Examples, maybe? Repository? Samples? Oh dear. How can you find anything? We want to search in the examples. Port in range. Let's have a look at this one. So yeah, it's just a method. Let's have a look at the documentation for value parser argument. Arg attributes. Value parser. Specify the typed behavior of the argument. Yeah. Typed value parser implementation. Okay, so let's try implementing typed value parser for this and see what happens. No. And then what is this value? Is the value the same thing as this? Arguments value type. Yeah, but I mean it seems a bit weird that you do that. But okay, fine. Weird. Is this right? Does it compile? No. Oh, I suppose we have to go value parser is why? Like value parser, and then you specify a new one? Seems very odd. Non-empty string value parser, like, it'd be fantastic to see a just god damn it. Clap derive value parser. How do you specify it? Show me, because I don't understand. Do you just do this? And then pass this here? No, probably not. How do you do it? I don't know. Okay, this is not going anywhere fast. How do you get it to use this? How do you say, look, here's one, go away and use it? Is there other things that am I implementing the wrong thing? Let's see other implementations of this. Let's look at this a different way. Maybe we were right a minute ago. Let's undo this a bit. Let's create one of these things in the same way that this thing happens. No, typed value parser. So the string one that they've got looks like this, which basically just returns itself. So yeah, okay. Oh, I see, right, fine. So we're going to create a pub struct placement sorting item parser with nothing in it, and the parser is going to spit out values of those things. Fine, right, but it needs to have clone on it because it says so. We need a new method on there. Which gives us self. Right? Something like that. Yeah, we could do that, but no. Item, this needs to be parser. Right, are we getting anywhere? Right, so it just needs the path specified. At least it compiles now, that's good. Maybe we're getting somewhere now. I don't know whether we are getting anywhere. So apparently we can now futz around with things. I don't know why we've got an OS stir. Fine. I don't know whether this is actually going to help us or not, or whether this was, whether there's another way to do it. Let's have a look at the other implementations of typed parser to see how they deal with structures. If there are any. There probably aren't any. Let's have a look at the enum one. Because this is what we want to use. We want to use the existing enum value parser for that particular type, which we might just be able to do anyway in the other method that we have. But it's right. Okay, so I think it's sort of making sense. So if we get, because the problem we had before was that we couldn't specify the arguments to the other parsers. So we can go let enum parser is value parser for this type, right? Right, and that gives us a parser. On this parser, we can do stuff. I think we can call parseRef, and then we can give it the same command. I don't know what the arg is. Option arg. You see, how I can't specify it. I can't create an arg here for that thing. I just want to use the no. Definitely can't call parse ref. Let's have a look at other methods that we can call on this. So we can't call this because we don't have an arg for it. Don't have an arg. Don't have an arg. Don't have an arg. Do we just have to do it ourselves manually? Can we? And we can't use the existing clap stuff for this. Maybe we can create a new arg. And then use the existing code. I don't know, it seems a bit silly. Let's say let enum arg. I don't know. And then we call parse ref on it. I suppose. Sort order. And the idea we're supposed to be calling .parse ref on this. We've got the command. The arg is the enum arg. And the value is the value. Let's just see what happens if we try and compile this. I think this is supposed to be... Oh look, this is an option. What if we just specify none here? I mean, it seems a bit silly. Mismatch types. Okay, fine. Okay, apparently when you do that, don't know. What happens if we try going enum arg dot? Can we parse? No. Get value parser. Can we call parse ref on it? It's private. You can't even do anything. No. Do I want to learn the internals of clap right now to do this? Okay, so that's a fail. Using an arg seems to be a fail and seems to be somewhat dumb anyway, so let's just go none here and see what happens. Is it private? Do we get the same problem? Well, that apparently compiles, but I have no idea what that is going to do. It did actually run that bit of code. Error in invalid value, flat map, blah blah blah, string. Yeah, that actually does make sense right now. Okay, fine. So it's sort of okay at this point. Because... yeah, okay, let's steal more bits of this. Delete this. Right, but the value, we need to specify something else there. So we'll put all this back in here. We'll get our chunks. We've got our sort order stir. We'll take this bit. We'll get rid of that. Put this back here and split that. How do you convert an OS string into a string that you can split? No idea. We need to create one of these, and this should be the sort order at this point. Should we just say unwrap on here and just assume that it works for now and come back and fill in the result value? Something like that, just for now. So we've got this OS stir. But how do I get a string out of it? What are these OS stirs? Typing we cheaply interconvertible Rust strings. Cheaply interconvertible with. Yes. I don't care about OS strings, I just care about strings. Can we just call display? I don't know. Let's go back to it. Let's work out what we can do with it. Sure. Can we just do that? And this is where we need to be specifying this, but now we need to create an OS string from this. Maybe. Should we be converting it to a I don't know. Let's just go whatever. And then give it a reference to it, I suppose. Will that work? Yeah, that'll shut it up. Right, then what happens? How about now? So it says invalid value PCB unit current ASC for orderings, like that. Okay, it's sort of progress. The chunks. The chunks don't look right to me. Let's run it again and see what the chunks were like. So the chunks were this, PCB unit and ASC, right? Okay, so it's sort of okay, but there's no conversion of case going on. Shall we just temporarily do this? But where's this invalid value thing coming from? This seems somewhat mad to have to do all this. Oh gosh. So this is where it's failing to parse it, and that's why you're getting the invalid value for whatever it is. Oh, it's because I've got this here still. Oh, you stupid. Okay. Right. Valley ASC. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's see if we can work out how we can futz around with enum cases in clap using the various different attributes that you can use on derive. Let's see. Clap derive. Let's search for enum. Value enum attributes. Rename all, and then we've got lower. Or upper. Should we do it upper or lower here? I don't know. It doesn't accept arguments. So where are you supposed to put this value enum attributes? Fine. Where? Terminology. Come on. Value enum attributes. So I see. It's like this. Like that, maybe. Hey, progress. It did stuff. It actually did stuff. That apparently worked. Look. It worked. Right. Invalid argument name, but where's that coming from? Well, yes. That is because there's two reasons. One, this should say project. And two, we've not added an implementation for the command here yet, which was set placement ordering. And this needs some missing fields. So if we say orderings, yeah, let's print out the orderings here and see what we actually got. Let's see what we get. So we've got a phase. This is good. Placement sorting item with PCB unit ascending. Hey, the value parsing is working. That's hard work, wasn't it? And then we've got another one, feeder reference ascending. That's what we said. That's what we want. Okay, so now we can deal with this. Now that we've finally got some value parsing. Let's clean this up a little bit. Okay. Let's do a work in progress commit right now. I just want to mark a line in the sand where stuff works. Draw a line in the sand. Here we go. Right. So do we need to convert it to a string at all is the question. Right. Because this value is an OS stir. So we convert it to chunks and then we create an OS string from that because this needs that. So this needs to be the... Yeah, we probably do. What is this? This is the enum. This is a sort order value. Chunk. Sure. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see what. Why can't we do split? Okay. Can we do this? So we get a vector of these things. So we don't need to. We don't need to do this conversion here. Name OS stir. Can we do this? Here it says OS stir blah split on space and collect. Into OS string like this, maybe? No? Maybe we can do something. Do I want another dependency? What is this claplex thing? Maybe. And then we've got to deal with this. How can we get, like, we've got a string reference. But this doesn't give us a result, it gives us an option. I don't even want to stir anyway. I want a string. Yeah, I wish this link worked. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? You just get an error message when I click it. Let's see what other people do. Yeah. I don't have that. I thought I'd... To stir. What is okay? No. I want to return an error if... I don't know what the error is going to be if two stirs can't be converted. I mean, what is the error? What would the error be? I have no idea what the error would even be. Like, how does two stir fail? Valid Unicode. Just like invalid or something. Okay, let's just say... Let's just match this then. Okay, stir. Not okay, some. None. I don't know, I mean, what kind of error is this? Sure. Probably that one. Too many brackets? Too many brackets. Do we have a command? We do have a command. What does this give us? It gives us an error. Okay, fine. But match on body without braces. Oh, it's supposed to be a comma. Yeah. Okay. Let's map it to this or this and then put a question mark there. And this isn't mutable. Does it? Should it be mutable? I don't know. Finally, we have this name stir here. But we don't. We need to create a string from it. Parse ref. I've only got a shared reference to it, so how can I create an error in a parser if I've only got a non-shared reference? For fuck's sake. Don't know. Right, so we can't do that. It needs to take a mutable self. We're never going to have that. Where's this command coming from? Are we even looking at the right thing? Yeah. Okay, so that's clearly not the way you do it. But why does it need a mutable self? Command render usage? No. Let's try this. Let's try that. Okay. If there was ever an error here, I have no idea what the output would look like. I don't even know how to invoke this code path that would produce this. I don't really want to know either, to be fair. Yeah. Okay, so, you know, we've done some stuff. Some failure case. Invalid name. Invalid what? I mean, what is this? What is this thing? It's an invalid placement sorting name. I mean, how do I even... Does it have a display? Probably not. God. Doesn't implement display. Just... I mean, the whole point is that the string can't be converted to a string, and now I'm trying to print it out when it can't be converted. Like, so it's just going to fail again, right? What are you supposed to do? As encoded bytes, two-string lossy, gives us a copy on write. Yeah, it just seems madness. you've got a problem with it and you want to tell the user what the problem is, but you can't print it out because you can't do the conversion that you want to do in the first place. Arrgh. Like, what do you do in this case? For fuck's sake. Just invalid name it is, whatever. The user's going to be screwed if they ever do that. To do unit test for this edge case. What does the how to invoke this code path and what and is the message helpful to the user? Like, I have no idea how to do that. Is the message helpful to the user? How is it displayed? And how is it displayed by clap? No idea. Just delete it. I'm not sure about this clap lex dependency. No, this is probably useless. Probably shouldn't be using this at all. No. Don't like it. Nope, goodbye. Right, so that's going to break our split stuff again. So we can't split again. So I mean, what does split once do here? There is a method split for value. No. No. You see? I don't know how it's even finding this. Is it a transient dependency that it knows about? And we're already using it? But I don't want two command line parser bits of code in this code base. That'd be crazy. That'd be madness. Don't know, it feels like we should I don't know, just two-stir it. It just seems a bit rubbish. And then convert it back to an OS string. And then I suppose we don't have to deal with that other problem. I think it was like this, wasn't it? Who remembers? Oh, you have to unwrap it. And this is how it can fail. So let's go. And then we just move this stuff up here, you know. If you've got some string, then you get the string. Otherwise, you get an invalid argument. Fine. And now we've got a chunkster that we can split. And then we're going to get rid of this and put the name oester back. Yeah. Because these are just regular stirrers now. But we need an oester for this one. Oops. Yeah, we'll just... Oh. Can this fail? Is it from? Yes. Okay. We'll do it like this. Underscore arg, I suppose. Do we even need this anymore? I don't think we do. No, we don't. Right, we can delete all this. Here we go. Alright then, so what do we got here? We've got our phase, we've got our orderings, we've got the name, we've got the sort order, and everything's fine. Right. Wow, that was quite a lot of work, that was. Don't like it. You know. Let's just go default here. I mean, should we just not do this and use default on this other thing? It's going to complain about the new method being missing. Let's just go default here instead. Okay, better. Right, let's deal with this failing test. So we've got set placement ordering as a new thing. That should fix that one. Okay, they're all good now. So we're just down to this one. Okay. This is a lot more work than I thought it was going to be today. We've not even thought about sorting anything yet. We're just dealing with command line argument parsing. God, it's a lot of work for that, isn't it? How many hours is this now? How long are we up to on this stream now? What are we on? Where's the do we get a time index? I can't even see it. Oh, there it is. 2 hours. 2 hours and 10 minutes. Alright. Moving on. So we need one of these help for blah 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 tests. So we'll borrow one of the other ones. Let's borrow this one. That's my builder. No. Above the builder. Here. There. So help for set placement ordering. Set placement ordering. Set placement ordering for a phase. And then we've got this orderings, whatever, you know. Something like this. Let's get rid of this. This needs to be the same thing that we've got here. Yeah. Let's see what we get. Oh, well, yes, I changed that, didn't I? Hold on, let me fix that one then. Placement ordering for a phase. Okay, not that one, this one. So what we got was this. Oh, what happened there? Wait, what? What? How's it done that? What? Why does it say assign placements to? Oh. I always forget to do this one. There we go. Right, okay, fine. That's better. Right, so right, so we need to fix all this orderings thing. We need to say require equals true. I mean, it's possible our name should be an enum as well. Because there's only certain things we can actually sort on. Perhaps we're just going about this all wrong. I mean, perhaps we should have sort of like groups of things. You need two of them or something. I don't know. Instead of implementing our own parser, which was a total faff. Let's just carry on for now. But let's just say orderings, feeder, reference, ASC. Let's use our example from this. Yeah. Rerun it and then copy and paste the thing. Okay. The other examples have got brackets around them, so we'll do that. Run it again. Whew. Well, you know. Okay, so we've got this now. And the indentation of the other ones is wrong. So, what about now? How about now? What's the difference? Yeah. So this orderings thing here, we need at least I mean, if there's no orderings, does it just leave them unsorted, entirely unsorted? Is that okay? I suppose it is okay. Yeah, okay. So fine. So yeah, we don't need to specify the argument. But if you specify it, then away you go. Fine. Okay, so now we can parse arguments, we can print things out, and now we can actually deal with using the arguments that we've got. Amazing. But I think at this point, I need a break. I need a break. Yeah, I need a break from this. Oh, it's not good sitting 2 hours. Ugh. I'm sure my posture's not very good either. I should be sitting back more in my chair. But the problem is my chair doesn't fit on my desk properly and it gets stuck. Right. Anyway. Because my new chair, the arms like don't go down far enough. I suppose it's alright. Anyway, right. So set placement ordering. So now we can actually do some code here. So we can say to do. And we can do another work in progress commit. Yeah, okay. Right, so the next thing for me to do is going to be this. But I'm going to have some lunch, I'm going to have a break, and then I'll probably do some more this afternoon on this. Because I don't feel I've made enough progress this morning. Learned some stuff though. On the bright side, we did learn a little bit more about clap and how you do some argument parsing, which is quite a bit of a faff. This is what we ended up with. That's what we ended up with. Quite why you would need the arg, I don't know. Maybe you can inspect the arg and see what arg you are parsing in order to format error messages and things like this. Who knows? Who knows? The clap authors, I'm sure, know better than I. So yeah, interesting. And we probably need to learn more about OS strings in Rust, because I don't really know anything about them at all. Need to read up more on that, some learning to do. Okay, alright, let's leave it there. So, just remember folks, it's only software. How hard can it be? We'll find out on the next one. See you later.